Stars can't shine without darkness. Clara stared at the sheet music in front of her, her fingers trembling on the piano keys. The room was silent except for the ticking clock, just like the moment she'd messed up her piano competition last month. "You played like you were afraid of the quiet parts," the judge had said. Now, she avoided the piano bench, her confidence shattered like a dropped music book. Her grandma, who'd taught her to play, noticed her sadness. "Remember when we watched meteor showers?" she said softly. "The stars only stand out because of the dark sky, right?" But Clara couldn't see the connection. What did stars have to do with her failure? One afternoon, Grandma handed her a worn notebook. Inside were messy scribbles of songs, Grandma's old compositions from when she'd lost her teaching job years ago. The last page read, "Silence isn't the enemy. It's where the melody finds its shape." Clara flipped to a drawing of two hands playing under a night sky, tiny star notes floating above the keys. That night, Clara sat at the piano again. Instead of rushing through the fast parts, she paused at the quiet moments, letting the silence linger. It felt scary at first, like standing in a dark room. But as she played, she noticed something. The soft notes sounded clearer after the silence, like stars peeking out when your eyes adjust to the dark. Weeks later, her music teacher asked her to perform at a small concert. Her hands shook as she walked on stage, but then she thought of Grandma's notebook, the stars that only glowed because of the night. She played the song she'd practiced, embracing the quiet parts instead of fearing them. When the last note faded, the room was silent for a heartbeat, then erupted in applause. A girl in the front row said, "I stopped playing violin because I kept making mistakes. But your music made me want to try again." Clara smiled, realizing her failure hadn't been the end, it had been the space where new courage could grow. Grandma winked from the back of the room, and Clara knew she was right. Just like stars need the dark sky to shine, sometimes the quiet, hard moments are where our strength finds its voice. And so she kept playing, not afraid of the silence anymore, because she understood now that even the darkest pauses could hold the promise of light. Let's learn some words from the story. Trembling, shaking, or quivering, typically from fear, nervousness, or weakness. Example: her fingers were trembling on the piano keys as she remembered the competition failure. Shattered or broken into many pieces, completely destroyed, emotionally or physically. Example: her confidence was shattered like a dropped music book after the judge's criticism. Composition: a piece of music, literature, or art created by someone, the act of creating such a piece. Example: Grandma's old notebook contained her compositions from when she lost her teaching job. Scribbles: messy or hasty writing or drawing. Example: the notebook had messy scribbles of songs, showing Grandma's creative process. Melody: a sequence of single notes that is musically satisfying, a tune. Example: the note in Grandma's notebook said, "Silence is where the melody finds its shape." Linger: to stay in a place longer than necessary, often because of enjoying it or being reluctant to leave. Example: she let the silence linger during the quiet parts of the song, embracing the pause. Applause: loud, enthusiastic expression of approval by clapping hands. Example: the room erupted in applause after Clara finished playing the song. Embracing: accepting or welcoming, a concept, idea, or feeling, willingly and openly. Example: she played by embracing the quiet parts instead of fearing them, which improved her performance. Courage: the ability to do something difficult or face danger, fear, or pain. Example: Clara realized her failure was the space where new courage could grow. Promise: a positive indication of future success or good things to come. Example: she understood that dark pauses could hold the promise of light in her music.